What you are about to discover in this video has been growing in the world's most prestigious botanical gardens for centuries. These are not ordinary plants. These are 5 secret ancient plants that once grew in royal palaces and imperial gardens, and almost nobody is growing them today. The most extraordinary part: you can grow every single one of them right in your own garden. And once you plant them, they last for years. If you want a garden filled with plants that tell a story, you are exactly where you need to be. We share the most extraordinary gardening secrets. Tap that button below so you never miss one. And tell us, which of these ancient botanical plants you will grow first. Our first ancient botanical plant takes us back to the medieval monastery gardens of France, where monks carefully cultivated the most precious rose the world had ever known. The Gallica rose, the rose of Provence. Picture the deepest, most velvety crimson petals, arranged in perfect symmetry around a heart of golden stamens, releasing a fragrance so rich and so intoxicating that medieval perfumers built entire industries around it. This was the rose that French royalty carried into battle as their symbol of power. The rose that filled the gardens of kings and queens for centuries. Done right. The Gallica rose is one of the most rewarding plants you will ever grow. Plant it in full sun with well-drained soil. It is one of the most disease-resistant roses available, requiring almost no spraying, fussing, or complicated care. Simply plant it, and watch it reward you with those extraordinary ancient blooms every single summer. It has survived since medieval times without anyone's help. In your garden, with just a little love, it will thrive for generations. The next plant was so extraordinary that a queen built entire glasshouses just to grow it. Our second ancient botanical plant has a story that begins with a queen. In 1837, a young Queen Victoria was shown something so extraordinary, so completely unlike anything the world had ever seen, that she immediately commissioned special heated glasshouses just to grow it. That plant was Victoria amazonica, the giant royal water lily. Its leaves are so enormous, growing up to 6 feet across. A small child can sit on them without sinking. The most breathtaking white flowers that open at night, releasing a fragrance so rich and sweet, it fills an entire garden with warmth. The trick is growing this royal masterpiece in your own garden pond. It thrives in still warm water with full sun. Plant the tuber in a submerged container filled with rich, loamy soil. As temperatures warm through summer, those magnificent leaves will unfurl across your water, creating a living carpet fit for royalty. Queen Victoria built entire glasshouses for this plant. You just need a garden pond. What comes next? Stop the entire botanical world completely in its tracks. Plant 3, and this is the one you have been waiting for. When Western botanists first discovered this plant growing wild in the mountains of Tibet in the 1920s, they refused to believe it was real. A poppy, but blue. Not purple, not lavender, but a blue so vivid and so pure, it looked like someone had painted it with the sky itself. Picture silky petals in the most electric, impossible blue you have ever seen, surrounding a heart of golden stamens that glow like tiny suns. Here is what makes it truly extraordinary. This same plant that grew in the greatest botanical gardens of the world, Kew Gardens in London, the Royal Botanic Garden in Edinburgh, can grow right in your garden today. Plant it in a cool, shaded spot with rich, moist soil. It loves morning light and afternoon shade. Keep the soil consistently moist, and it will reward you with those breathtaking blue blooms every single spring. Once established, the Himalayan blue, poppy returns faithfully, year after year. More beautiful with every season. The next plant has been climbing the walls of royal palaces for over 180 years. Fourth ancient botanical plant has been climbing the walls of Buckingham Palace and Hampton Court since 1840, wisteria. Now picture this, a cascading curtains of the most heavenly purple flowers. Hundreds of thousands of blooms tumbling down in waves so breathtaking that painters have spent entire careers trying to capture them. The fragrance alone stops everyone who walks past your garden completely in their tracks. The wisteria at Hampton Court has been growing in the same spot for over 180 years. One plant, same spot, 180 years of spectacular blooms. That is the extraordinary longevity of this ancient botanical treasure. What makes this work in your garden? Plant wisteria against a south or west facing wall or over a sturdy pergola. It needs full sun and well-drained soil. In its first 2 years, it establishes its roots. Then from year 3, it explodes into those legendary cascading blooms that will take your breath away every single spring for decades to come. But what comes next was so precious that emperors locked it behind palace walls for 1,000 years. Our fifth and final ancient botanical plant will surprise you. For over 1,000 years, this plant grew exclusively inside the walls of the Chinese emperor's forbidden city. Nobody outside those walls was allowed to grow it. Nobody outside those walls was even allowed to see it. It was called Yao Huang. This single plant was worth more than gold. The tree peony. Imagine flowers so enormous, some reaching 12 inches across, in colours so rich and so complex they seem to glow from within. Soft ivory, blush pink, deep imperial purple. Each bloom so perfectly formed, it looks like it was carved by hand. The real power of this plant, it is one of the easiest, most rewarding plants you can grow. Plant it in a sunny spot with well-drained soil. Give it a generous mulch in winter. And this extraordinary plant will bloom in your garden magnificently every single spring. Some tree peonies alive today are over 100 years old. Plant one now and it could outlive us all. Together, these 5 ancient botanical plants will transform your garden into something truly extraordinary. A living piece of history that gets more beautiful with every passing year. These 5 secret ancient botanical plants have survived centuries, royal palaces, imperial gardens, and the test of time itself. Plant them once, and they will reward you for years to come.